There has been a warning fired to Richard Gadd by Fiona Harvey's lawyer amid the Netflix versus Fiona Harvey lawsuit, stating that Richard Gadd himself may be brought into the firing line and could potentially be sued himself by Fiona Harvey if all goes well with the Netflix lawsuit. Now, obviously, this is a pretty big deal because up until this point, Richard Gadd has been kind of a bit of a non-entity in this lawsuit. Obviously, he's been involved because he was the creator of Baby Reindeer, but he obviously wasn't the one with the money. So Fiona Harvey and her lawyers, weren't gunning for Richard Gadd. But in an exclusive article with the Courier, the 5-star has been brought into question. So this, like I said, comes from the Courier. Came out only a couple of days ago, and it says exclusive 5-star Richard 5-star, not 5-star, 5-star Richard Gadd may be personally sued, says Fiona Harvey, lawyer, ahead of Netflix libel case. So Richard Gadd has been warned that he faces being personally sued for his portrayal of a stalker in a TV series Baby Reindeer. Now, obviously, this doesn't come as much of a surprise. I was firstly surprised that Richard Gadd wasn't actually involved with the lawsuit to begin with. But obviously, when I thought about it, Richard Gadd's not where the money's at. Netflix is where the money's at. But Richard Gadd, now that he's made some money off the back of the show, and, you know, he's now in talks with the BBC and HBO to make other hit series, you know, there's going to be some money there. So obviously now they're going to be like, oh, we can make some money off of you too. That's how it goes in my head. Whether that's the case or not, maybe they'll mask it behind, justice must come to those who have wronged us. Anyway, it comes as Gadd, who grew up in Walmett, made his first public appearance in Scotland since his Netflix show won 4 Emmys. The 35-year-old, a former student of Madras College in St Andrews, finished empty-handed after being nominated for 3 BAFTA Scotland Awards in Glasgow on Sunday night. Fiona Harvey, 59, has identified herself as the stalker portrayed by Jessica Gunning in Baby Reindeer, which began the Edinburgh Fringe in 2019. Harvey disputes Gadd's versions of events, described the show as a, quote, true story, and as a US judge recently ruled, her defamation case can go ahead. And we have learned, I think it was May 25th of next year, that the lawsuit will be heard. Harvey obviously disputed it, but Fiona Harvey may have option to begin personal proceedings against Richard Gadd. The lawyer representing Harvey, who is from Fyvie in Aberdeenshire, says he is very, very, very confident that a £132 million lawsuit against Netflix will prove successful. Interesting. If so, Harvey may then take out a personal case against Gadd. Interesting that they're going to wait to see if obviously the one against Netflix comes up trumps. Her legal representative is attorney Richard Roth from the New York City-based Roth law firm PLLC. He told the Courier from his headquarters in Manhattan's Madison Avenue, if we win the case, it is possible to sue Richard. We have a master plan, and this is not something for the immediate future. Okay? We have to deal with the appeal and get ready for what will be a trial. But it is certainly one of our options, and we are always considering our options. Obviously, I know for a fact that they were planning on suing in California first, which is obviously where Netflix is headquartered. But then I'm pretty sure there was talks of them suing Netflix in the UK as well, from a UK law firm, and then maybe they're going to set their sights on Richard Gadd and just go for the triple and just kind of maximize this lawsuit and just take down everyone that wronged Fiona Harvey. Obviously, they got to wait until they can, get the first lawsuit over the line. I mean, Richard Roth is obviously going to come on and say, we're certain that we're going to win this case, because if he didn't have confidence in his case, then what's the point of it moving forwards? But it continues to read. Netflix's refuse to have defamation case dismissed. So in September, District Judge Gary Klausner refused Netflix's request to have Harvey's case dismissed. Gary Klausner, 83, has been a California district judge since being appointed, and then President George W. Bush in 2002. He will proceed over Netflix's appeal and the defamation trial that may follow. Minutes of Netflix's unsuccessful dismissal claims said, according to the Sunday Times, defendants insisted on adding "this is a true storyline" to the series despite Gadd's concerns. This suggests a reckless disregard of whether statements in the series were false and thus actually malice. Because each of the defendants' attempts to defeat the defamation claim fail, plaintiff has demonstrated that the claim has probability of prevailing on the merits. Now, that's actually a really good point made. And as much as I don't want to see Fiona Harvey win, because I feel like it is such a... Someone like Fiona Harvey, with all of the damage that she's allegedly done, shouldn't win this case. But at the same time, Netflix have really dropped the ball here. And Netflix may actually make the potential villain, or alleged villain, shall I say, a very, very rich woman. And, you know, with great power comes great responsibility. And is Fiona Harvey actually a person that should be wielding that kind of power? I'm not so sure. So, Baby Reindeer's success while Fiona receives death threats, allegedly. Netflix is accused of defamation and intentional infliction of emotional distress. In the 7-part series, Martha, the Baby Reindeer character Harvey believes is based on her, is a convicted stalker and sent to prison twice. Harvey has never been convicted of any crimes in real life. Mr. Roth also says nothing was done to disguise Harvey's identity in the show. The woman who plays her, Jessica Gunning, sounds like her, looks like her, acts like her, dresses like her, has a strong Scottish accent and is a lawyer like her. It took a nanosecond for people to find out who it was. Baby Reindeer has been a worldwide commercial and a critical success. It is currently the 10th most popular English language series ever on Netflix with 65 million viewers. In September, Gadd won 3 Emmy Awards for writing, producing and acting in the series, and the show picked up 4 in total. Gadd will also collect one of the GQ Men of the Year awards in London on Tuesday. Wow. If the judge awards punitive damages to Harvey, the sky is the limit, says Mr. Roth. We are talking hundreds of millions of pounds, he continued. We are very, very, very confident. That's 3 verys. And the judge has confirmed the strength of our case. While you have a guy winning accolades, you have Fiona Harvey sitting in her apartment receiving death threats. It's totally unfair and distasteful. Netflix argues that most viewers would understand that the claims made in Baby Reindeer to be non-factual because it was shot in the style of a drama. The streaming giant also says that the similarities between the real and fictionalized people were so broad that average viewers would not be able to identify Miss Harvey as Martha. Gadd was born in Walmart in May of 1989 and a former pupil of Walmart Primary School and Madras College. In 2022, he starred in Conrad Lennox in the Disney Plus series Wedding Season, and for the show, he was unable to have DUFC drawn on his knuckles, highlighting his love for Dundee United. Okay, so, I mean, that last part of the article was just filler, I suppose, but it's a really interesting take, this, right, that they're now gunning for potentially Richard Gadd. Obviously, you know, I stand by my premise from the months that have built up to this, that I don't think someone like Fiona Harvey should win, but that's not what obviously determines a case. It's based off of facts, and the facts are that Netflix have posed this as a true story, even though they were told by Gadd not to, and he had alleged concerns about this, and the chances of this kind of blowing up and her potentially winning kind of go up tenfold off the back of that, which of course, number one, is massively concerning. Someone who is allegedly this kind of character, you know, could potentially win millions of pounds is a concerning thought, because, you know, money brings power, power brings, you know, basically anything you want, and she could buy herself out of any situation that she finds herself in, which is kind of scary. But what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts and opinions on this down in the comments below. Are you surprised that she's gunning for Richard Gadd? Obviously, it's very personal. I'm not surprised at all that she's going to be going for Richard Gadd. But I guess it's better through the courts than in real life, I guess. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. May 25th, 2025 will be the day that we get the ball rolling. Let me know what you think about this down in the comments below. While you're down there, jump together, hit that like button. And until next time, I'll speak to you later. Peace.